Hello everyone, it's Sean here, your guide to Warcraft, and today I'm doing a big one. This is how to get the Fellreaver Deathcycle inside of the Horrific Visions Revisited in the War Within expansion. So in order to start this, you're going to need to be on Stormwind week. Yep, so you're going to have to be on Stormwind. You're also going to need at least one Faceless Mask active during the run to get yourself going. You want to head to the Dwarven District, go ahead and make your way there, where on the left hand side, you can see on the map here, facing sort of the bank and auction house in the Dwarven District, you will find a Voidfire Deathcycle, and then you can also kill the driver, which is Haymar the Devout. It will spawn a sort of ghostly version of the Deathcycle that you can interact with. Upon talking to it, it will appear in Dornagal, which means you can now get started on repairing it and making this your own. So if you have a look at the bike, you're going to need a lot of parts to get this thing going again. Some of it will come from the visions themselves, other bits will come from professions in the War Within expansion. So to start with, you're going to head back into Stormwind. You're going to have one mask active again. Yeah, that's going to be a theme through this whole journey. Head to the Trade District, and just in front of the Trade District's auction house, you should find a crate. If you click the crate, you should loot a magic-lined manifold. Very important. That's the first item you need. Next up, we're going to be heading to Wrath of the Lich King, more specifically the Storm Peaks. You may be thinking, what on earth are you doing? But stay with me. Head to K3, and you want to find a vendor called Roxy Ramrocket. Engineers from Wrathful. Remember, this is how you made your original Meccano Hog bike in Wrath of the Lich King. So talk to her. You want to buy one Elementium-plated exhaust pipe, and then buy yourself 4 Goblin Machine pistons. You will be needing these later, so save yourself a trip. You want to then combine your magic-lined manifold with the exhaust pipe to make your exhaust system. First major item that you need for your bike. So that's one done. Moving on to the next item, you want to head back into the Horrific Vision of Stormwind, and you want to go ahead and clear all of Old Town. Go ahead, defeat Shaw, loot the chest at the end, and inside should be some twisted Skull Scythe handlebars. You're going to need to combine this with some profession items in the War Within. All of these items, via one, will have to be of rank 3 quality, which is the 3 little diamonds. So you're going to need Storm-Touched Weapon Wrap, one of them from Leather Workers. You're going to need a recalibrated safety switch, 3 whimsical wiring, and 1 irresistible red button, which is all made by engineers. Now, all of this you could just buy off of the auction house, except the irresistible red button can only be made by an engineer through the crafting order system, which is where it gets complicated. But if you've done that all correctly, you can combine them all together to create your handlebars. So that's the second item done. Now you're going to head back into the Horrific Vision. You're going to, again, one mask active, but this time you're going to want to go and clear the Mage Quarter. So go ahead and defeat Umbric. In his chest at the end, there should be a depleted Void Crystal. You're going to have to combine these with some more profession items. So you want to get yourself some convincingly realistic jumper cables from the engineering profession, and 1 refulgent crystal from the enchanting profession. Both of these have to be rank 3, and you can buy these off the auction house, so this one is a little simpler. Combine them into a pulsing void crystal, and that's your third item done. Next up, you want to head back into Stormwind again. I know, it's getting a bit repetitive. You want to clear the Dwarven District now, and the Trade District, and in the chest at the end you should get some items. If you're watching this video before you do the steps yourself, you could probably do all of this in one clear, get all the items at once, save yourself the hassle. So inside the chest at the end, you should get 1 Void Flame Resistant Hide and 1 Tentacle Spoke. Keep these in your bags, you'll need them later. Now it's time to rest up, have a break, because you're going to need to wait for Orgrimmar to come around next week so that you can continue with gathering the items you need. Once it does come around though, you want to head into Orgrimmar's Vision with 1 mask active, as always. I hope you've been doing that. And you want to head to the Drag, specifically the engineering workshop. As you walk in on the left, you should find an engine block that you can loot. And remember those 4 goblin pistons that you bought in Storm Peaks that you totally didn't forget to do? Yeah, you want to combine them with that item to create your engine for the motorbike, which is another item done and dusted. Next up, we're going to be going into the Valley of Honor. You're going to want to go and defeat Rexar and loot his chest at the end, which inside should be 1 Void-Scarred Boarhide. You want to combine this with some tailoring items. You want 5 Weavercloth Spell Thread at rank 3 quality. Combine that to make your Boarhide Deathcycle seat. Then head back into the Vision of Orgrimmar and go and clear out the Valley of Wisdom. Loot the chest at the end and you should get another spoke and another resistant hide. Remember, you did this back in Stormwind as well, so you should have 2 spokes and 2 hides. Now you want to go ahead and get yourself 12 Entropy Enhancers, which is an engineering item. Again, as always, has to be rank 3. You can buy these off the auction house, and then you combine these items into the wheels of your bike. And these are the last items that you need. So, just to summarize, you should have an engine, you should have an exhaust system, you should have handlebars, you should have a void crystal, you should have a seat, and you should have 2 wheels. So you can head to Dornogal, interact with the bike, and you can install these one at a time to slowly assemble the bike. Once you have assembled it, interact with the bike one more time, and the bike should go into your bags. You are free, you are done. That is another motorbike for your collection, and this one's pretty neat. And hopefully didn't cost you too much gold in the materials there. But be sure to subscribe for some more Warcraft guides and videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon.